It's always a packed house at the Trop when the Yankees come to town, but tonight will be even more special. It's all about who is throwing out tonight's first pitch at the Rays-Yankees game. Fox 13's Stef DiPietrantonio is in Tampa to explain. Hey, Steph.
Hey there, Denise. We are here on the front lawn of Sergeant Mike Nicholson's parents, where he is practicing getting to do something that most people will not get to do in their lifetime, throwing out the first pitch at the Yankees-Rays game here later on tonight. And as you can see, despite some of his challenges here now, he is very much an able man. Mike here had some difficulty about 2 years ago, July 6, 2011, where he lost both of his legs and his left arm to an IED attack over in Afghanistan. But as you can see, his right arm is still very functional. And Mike, are you nervous about throwing out the pitch tonight?
A little nervous, more excited, but a little nervous.
It's a real honor. You know, he's also going to be getting something that most folks don't get as well, and that's a smart home. You're excited to be back here in Tampa and moving into a new house very soon.
Absolutely, yeah. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is building me a new smart home that lets me live my life a little easier down in South Tampa.
Now, earlier, George Siller, who we're going to talk to in a second, gave you about an 80% of making the pitch. You've been practicing for a while, right?
Yeah, for the past week or so, I've been throwing just to make sure everything's still working the way it used to be.
And you used to be an avid soccer player, right?
Correct.
Avid soccer player, so you had to use your legs ambidextrously in many ways, right? And now you're really using both your arms in ways you've never done before. Absolutely.
Have challenges every day, but you figure out ways to get through them.
No doubt. And if you think you're ever having a bad day, all you do is talk to Mike. You're not having a bad day at all. We're going to talk to his pitching coach over here, George Siller. And you may not know George's name, but you've certainly heard about his brother, Steven. George, bring us up to speed on your brother and what happened to him on September 11th.
Well, on September 11th, Steven was on his way to play golf with me and my two other brothers. And he heard the call. Something was going on at the World Trade Center. He turned his truck around and got his gear, tried to get into Manhattan. The Brooklyn Battery Tunnel was closed down. He put his gear on, ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to the World Trade Center site, saved lives, and unfortunately lost his life. He's a father of 5.
And he ran, 3 miles and 65 pounds worth of firefighter's gear?
Yes, and a lot of people mimic that and will run with the gear on the back at his runs.
So you learned about Mike here, and you've been helping him with his pitching. How's he doing?
Well, he told me to up to 90%, so he's good. I mean, if a kid can walk into a battlefield, I think he can handle throwing a pitch out at the Rays game.
No doubt. And George here has been really instrumental in building smart homes for these America's bravest, as you like to call them, for sure. And we're so proud of all their service. You started the first smart home on Staten Island for an amputee there, right?
Yes, his name is Brendan Morocco. He's a quadruple amputee, the first one ever to survive. And we said we got to help him out. We built him a home, and with the appliances come down to his level, gives him a freedom. And not only gave him freedom, it gives his family some freedom, because it's a big job to take care of these guys when they come back. And for their independence and the family to get a little independence, it really makes their family life better.
That's awesome, George. Thank you for your service and for Mike's service as well. And while we watch them do a few more pitches here, by the way, the first pitch is 7 o'clock tonight over at the Trop. And I want to remind you that Gary Sinise and his Lieutenant Dan band, they're going to be helping raise money to continue funding the smart home here for Sergeant Mike. And this concert is going to be Friday, May 10th. All the proceeds are going to go toward building that customized smart home for Sergeant Mike here, which he so richly deserves after all of his wonderful service here to our country. We're going to hear a lot more about his story coming up tonight in our 5 and 6 o'clock news for sure. And if you ever forget when this happened to him, you showed me your arm here. The tattoo says 7/6/11. That's the day he was hit by the IED attack. A lot more here from Mike and George coming up tonight, Denise. But as I said earlier, if you're having a bad day, you are not having a bad day. That's for sure.
Oh, thank you so much for bringing us that story, Stef DiPietrantonio. And good luck to Mike tonight, too. I know he's going to do great throwing out that first pitch.